Okay, we have covered a lot of Android applications on the channel, but today we're gonna come from a slightly different angle. We've got our top 10 applications, so unusual you'll be wondering what on earth the developers were thinking. Let's get right into it. Number 10 is built for the film buffs who can't control their bladder. It's got a constantly updating database of movies, even actually ones that are currently in the cinema. And the idea is simple. The application is going to tell you when it is safe to go to the bathroom. So someone has actually sat down and watched every single one of these films, documenting the times in which little or no plot action happens. 4 or 5 minutes which you could miss and still completely enjoy the film. You've probably heard of these brutal alarm clocks you can download that force you to get out of your bed in the morning in creative ways. And they force you to use extravagant methods to stop the alarm ringing, like shake your phone vigorously for 20 seconds, and it's pretty effective. Well, this one has all of that functionality, but also one key difference. If you snooze the alarm continuously, you can configure the application to send a text message to someone in your house telling them to wake you up. Number 8, you could call it a game, you could call it an app. This is Between the Lines. It's a set of very unusual puzzles, but all with the common theme of elaborate wordplay. And because of how abstract and out of the box the puzzles are, you really feel like every victory is a result of your hard work and intelligence. The next application isn't so much useful as it is genuinely hilarious. Die With Me is an online chat room that you can only access when your smartphone is on 5% battery or less. The idea being that you can find other people who are suffering a similar fate to you, and you can travel that road on your way to offline peace together. Next up, and in complete contrast, this application is a lifesaver. Instead of buying direct trains from one station to another, it shows you a combination of local trains you can use to bypass the high fees. And whilst your journey will probably take longer, it's not unusual for you to find that the price has been cut in half. Number 5 is an icon pack, and upon first glance is the complete opposite of subtle. You've got bold, bright, flat squares. However, as unconventional as it is, there is a certain type of aesthetic that it blends perfectly into. Get the right launcher, the right wallpaper, and you've got a killer setup in basically no time at all. Number 4 is a game called Heads Off, which actually pretty well describes what is going on here. You control a floating head powering through a creepy 2D platforming world, and when you hold the screen, the head will open its mouth and scream, and this is what propels you forward. Clearly, a really cheery, uplifting kind of experience. When you play, you'll unlock new heads, and every time you use those heads in a game, you'll see the story that person led in their life. An application that I've had a pretty good time with is Fraxel, an interactive fractal art generator. You essentially use touch gestures with a single finger or 2 fingers to manipulate the image you see on screen, and it's just one of those calming, therapeutic kind of experiences. What I did like is the social integration. You can take screenshots or even record video natively in the application and then share it to social medias. This leads us to number 2, LokLok, which is a shared whiteboard lock screen, which means that when you invite people to your group on the app, they'll all share the same lock screen as you, and any contributor can edit the screen. Which means that, say for example I wanted to remind everyone that we had a coffee meeting at 3, I could just write it on my lock screen and be rest assured that anyone else in the group will automatically see it when they turn their phone on. Alright, application number 1, which is in this place because it's not just wacky and fun, but it's also genuinely pretty useful. Zombies Run. It's got an audio track that sets the scene, and as you run, it's going to use your GPS location to see if you can outrun various different zombie hordes in a number of different scenarios. And you can set the length depending on how long you want to run, and even combine the tracks with audio from your own playlist. Alright guys, if you did enjoy the video, I've got plenty more great Android applications to show you, so I'll leave those as a card above to this video. If you're new to the channel, if you could smash that subscribe button, it would really mean a lot to me. My name is Aaron, this is Mr. Who's